Yeah.
Rico got that vodka.
Yeah, money make the motion, got hood make the money. And bitch, I'm from the trenches, I'm trying to see 100. Ain't never been a bitch, you can't take nothing from me. And when I was a youngin', I swear I stayed on dummy. I'm on a mission, got me cooking in the kitchen. Bitch, I leave my pots dirty, let my hype scrape the dishes. I'm familiar with that dope, and I know that rutabaga. You ain't get no money if you don't keep a group of haters.
All right, man. Welcome to the 290 Mo podcast. I appreciate your time. If you could, introduce yourself to my viewers and listeners.
Yo, this is Skinny Gilly, Caribbean artist, Belizean artist. What's going on?
What's the word, man? How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm all right, man. How you doing?
Oh, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your time, man. Glad we got this done, man.
Most definitely, yes.
So now that I got you here, what I first want to know, man, I want to know how you end up in Chicago, man, because the accent's heavy. You seem like you just got here yesterday, man. What's the connection, man?
Nah, I've been here. I've been here for a while, back and forth, but just steady staying for a while. In the '90s, was in Uptown over there, but just back and forth. Now I'm steady up here in North Chicago area now.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, man. Let's start from the beginning. Where you grew up? Where you from? Well, you said that, but how was it? You know what I'm saying? Talk to us about that.
Okay, well, I'm from Belize, but between Chicago and Belize, so that area.
Man, Belize, there's some beautiful women out there. There's some beautiful women out there.
For
real,
sure,
man.
yeah.
What was your childhood like in Belize? You know what I'm saying, compared to Chicago?
It was simpler times. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like growing up in the Caribbean. It's like the tropics, so it's a little less complicated than being over here. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you prefer one over the other?
I mean, a lot of people leave, the Caribbean over here for opportunities, a better life, who wants more, than just everyday struggles,
Okay.
Everyday struggles over here too, but there's
Yeah,
a little bit more opportunities over
sure.
here, yeah.
Okay. Talk to me about the day-to-day in Belize, you know what I'm saying, compared to Chicago. Is it get up, go to school, or is it different?
It's basically that. It was years ago, but I'm gonna speak for when I was there, you know what I mean? It was like pretty much the same. It's just like, simpler, I grew up in a village, born in Cookie Tree, you know what I mean? And just simpler times, man. It's over here. There's a lot more stuff to be encountered with. You know what I mean? When I came over to Chicago, I remember it was uptown in Maryland area, and like some gangs was following my mom back in the day. So you know what I mean? We're not used to that necessarily in Belize. Belize have a lot of gangs in the city area, but in the village area, it wasn't developing yet. They have it now, but not back then. So that was one thing that was like dramatically different at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chicago has a huge gang culture, you know what I'm saying? And I heard you mention, you know what I'm saying, the city was going on in the village. It kind of took time to get out there.
Correct.
If you could, whatever you know about it, if you could real quick, just speak on the gang culture, you know what I'm saying?
All right, the gang culture. So if I guess a lot of it happened because if you know about LA, they have a lot of Belizeans out there too, as well as Chicago. I don't know if you know.
So, yeah, I went to school with a few.
Oh really? Yes, especially the South Side. Oh yeah.
Yes, she like a dancer too. Like she
I probably know her.
She a dancer. Bro. She a dancer.
Yeah. So I guess. So I think they adapted, like a lot of countries adapted the Crips and Bloods.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think there was like a lot of people running some gangs in LA, different areas, and I think, and when they get like locked up and deported, they go back home. You know what I mean? And they bring that culture with them from the '80s. So during that, that developed in the area. You know what I mean? So it's heavy Crips and Bloods in Belize.
Okay.
They did documentaries about it, the world's dangerous gangs in other countries. Yeah, we made it to like a couple episodes, and we actually had like the most dangerous place in the Caribbean a couple years in a row.
Man.
With the culture.
Is it as much gunplay as it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
because you gotta think about it, and like, you know what I mean, a lot of these guns and stuff get shipped through these countries, you know what I mean, to get to America. Even though, you know, the government bringing in the
Right,
guns,
for
they
sure.
ship them from
Man, they letting all
these.
that shit. They lifting
Yeah,
the
they
gate
letting the
up. You know what I'm
cartels and
saying?
different people
Right.
bring it in. You know what I mean? So that's basically how it is. You know? Yeah.
For sure, for sure. That's dope, man. It's dope having somebody, you know what I'm saying, with a different outlook, you know what I'm saying, especially from
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Caribbean, man.
Yeah.
Uh, and we're gonna get to the music, man, but you got a dope background, man. So,
Yes.
real quick, man, Chicago is a real segregated city, you know what I'm saying? Like you said you've been in uptown, we out west now. It's like it's real segregated.
Yeah.
Talk to me, did you experience is like race an issue in Belize or is
No.
it
So
just an
a
American
lot
thing?
of people, a lot of Caribbean people, Jamaica, Trinidad, they come here and it's the first time they experience racism
Mm,
because you come here, it's an instant.
mm,
You're different. You over here. You different. You over here, and you don't experience that because when you like come from the same place, even though people might be different colors, different shades, different things, you speak the same and you do the same culture stuff. So it's not really that much of a, you know what I mean? But you come here and you instantly experience racism from the airport, you know what I mean? And you just know that, you know, people think they're, you know, superior to you. And, you know, it's a weird thing. But a lot of Caribbean people experience the first racism coming to America. Yeah.
Man, when you experienced it for the first time, was it something that you took personal? Was it hurtful? Was it something that y'all talked about when y'all before y'all came here? Like was
Yeah, I mean, you don't expect it. You know what I mean? You don't expect it. So when you start experiencing it, I think it takes a couple times to say, okay, I see what's going on. You think you're, you know what I mean, superior to me. You think people are lower class than you, and you know what I mean. It's weird. Yeah,
man, that's dope. That's dope, man.
yeah.
Man, with a childhood like that, man, you bouncing back and forth. What talk to me about your musical influence? Like at that time growing up, what was you listening to? Like
Music. So okay, so we're Caribbean country. We speak our own patois. We call it Creole. Um, and we grew up on reggae, dancehall, soca, punta, broke down. You know, just culture music. You know, from the Caribbean.
and as you was growing up, you know what I'm saying, but coming from back and forth, was it just like I listened to Caribbean music, or was you coming back like Tupac raw as hell, or
Shit.
was it you know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Well, yeah, we grew up on hip hop too because you know a lot of people don't know growing up in the Caribbean. So we speak English too. So whatever the hot music is playing on the radio same way. You know, the DJs would mix just like in New York. You grew up in New York, and they do it over here in Chicago too. They mix the hip hop with the dancehall because, you know, if you know the background of hip hop, you know what I mean. It was started from uh, a Jamaican started hip hop. You know what I mean, doing bringing the culture of making them freestyle on beats like they do in Jamaica, and you know when they come over here, they freestyle on. So that's if you know the so it's always been mixed. You know what I mean, the reggae and the dance, especially in New York, where it's like 50-50 Caribbean people, American people, and they mix. You gotta mix. That's why every artist from New York, every rapper, they have to do a lot of
Yeah,
Caribbean collabs because
yeah,
that's how New York is. So.
yeah. And it's
Yeah.
dope. It's dope
Yeah, so
music,
they
man.
always mix the Caribbean culture with the hip hop culture. And you know, Biggie, he's Jamaican, half Jamaican. Heavy D, half Jamaican. So they always mixed it up themselves. So it was never segregated with music wise.
If you could speak on the influence that American culture has on Belize, or is Belize, you know what I'm saying, a real prideful place, you know what I'm saying, where
I
it's,
think American culture, for sure, has a lot to do with the world. You know, style wise, of course. You see everything adapt to hip hop. You know, the dressing, the way the music. It has an impact. Just like, you know, I mean, people might take certain styles from the Caribbean and they take some styles from here. It's like always like a mixture between a lot of stuff. Yeah.
okay. All right, man, Gilly, man. So you growing up, man, you getting on these flights, man. You got more air miles than me, and I'm 31, little shorty. So when they was like, man, Gilly, man, you can be anything you want to be when you grow up, man. You seeing all this shit. What was your aspirations growing up?
Let me think. I think I inspired to be an artist. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The music is just from day one. That's all I wanted to do.
Mhm.
Like realistic, what I felt like.
Was
That can happen.
was there any specific artist that inspired you, or was it just the whole culture and music period? You just
I
wanted to
think the
be
culture's
that.
period, but you got your artists. Would you be like, yo, that's what I mean, inspired you to go harder.
And who was that?
At the time, let me think. I'm gonna just list out 5 artists. There was at the time, who was the hottest artist? Say Elephant Man, Sean Paul,
Fuck with Sean Paul.
Super Cat, Beatty Man. Um, they mixed it in. So Ludacris was hot at the time. Who else was hot at the time? Man, during that era, Eminem was hot at the time. Who all was hot? Nelly was hot at the time.
Definitely.
And yeah, it's like 106 in Park. We
Yeah, for
never
sure.
missed that in
For
Belize,
sure.
man. Just
Oh, yeah, 106 Park.
whoever had cable in the village, you went there because 106 in Park, they show love to the Caribbean too. A lot of
Yeah.
Caribbean videos premiere on it. It was like the only place you can get hip hop videos and Caribbean
Right.
videos. Everything was premiering up there same way. So
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. So you seeing all this, man. You getting influenced. You know what I'm saying? Firsthand, you find out. You decide at a young age that's what you want to be a part of.
yes,
So
anything musically.
so
Yeah.
how do you start bringing that into fruition? Like what goes on? Like do you start freestyling in the lunchroom? Do you start buying studio time? Like what does it start at? When do you start creating?
So I started video editing because I do videography too, right? So I started editing my brother playing the bass, you know what I mean, and that's inspired like us to even do like a whole band, you know what I mean. He played bass, I played drums, my other brother played keyboards, my other brother played guitar, so we have a whole band. So yeah, so I start at the time I was over here and
Who was writing?
Huh?
Who was writing? Oh, y'all was doing covers.
We do covers,
Sure.
yeah, covers, reggae covers.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, and we did some R&B too. But yeah, so me and my friend Doc Ross, shout out to Doc Ross. You know what I mean? He came and he said, you know what, he does music, and me and him start doing some mixtapes, rap mixtapes, and I was trying to figure out how do I record this because I have a computer mic. So I used to think people record with the speaker playing and the mic on, and I record that. And, yeah, I was in 7th grade, so it was like I was the only one had like music equipment doing it, old stuff,
Yeah,
cheap
my first
stuff.
studio was an MP3 player. For sure.
Yeah. So even in high school over here, I was the only one with a studio in the entire high school, so people would come by. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not until like later on in high school, I'm like, man, I need to charge for this because I just was so in love with it. I never thought about the music or the money or the hype behind music. You know what I mean? I just thought about that I love doing this. So when a lot of people get into it in this day and age with about clout or money, you know what I mean? It's like you're getting it for the wrong reason, because if you want clout and money, it's gonna take a lot of investment, which people don't want to do because they want to make money, so then they don't want to invest in their craft. So if they do a song and it doesn't bust, you know what I mean? They say, fuck this. So
yeah, for sure. I don't think a lot of people understands what goes into a song. Like a song, a lot of people think you make a song, put it out, and then it's just supposed to blow up.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean,
it happens, but you gotta put muscle behind.
Kudos to you too, because when I even had I hustled and got my video equipment, and people just want free stuff. But you should know, like, you know what I mean, even people think podcasts, I'm gonna have I'm gonna get my phone camera, I'm just gonna talk on a little Amazon mic for $10 or something, and then you know what I mean, they don't know how much you have to invest. Like, look how much you got good equipment. I'm just let the audience know
I done did all that already.
You got great equipment over here.
I bought the $10 mics. You know, I had to learn my
lesson. You went through the phase,
I had the $100 cameras.
Yeah. But you went through the phases. A lot of people, they want to stay right there and not invest in the craft, and it really takes a lot to do this. You know what I mean?
All right, man. So y'all got the band.
Yeah.
Y'all doing covers, man. What are y'all doing with the covers? Are y'all just performing them in the garage or talent shows?
So we start performing at a lot of Caribbean events over here. Because Chicago, a lot of people who don't know, because a lot of people still surprised that we have such big Caribbean events in Chicago, and it started from the '80s. You know what I mean? You got uh, we got wait a minute. No, what clubs there? What that? Wrigleyville. Wrigleyville had two reggae bars still popping off. You know what I mean? From the 80s, they were jumping. Safari, Baseline. We got a lot of Caribbean stuff. We have a big Caribbean carnival. I don't know if you ever heard about it.
No, I never heard about it, but
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I seen it.
It was nice.
I'm pretty sure I
It's
seen
getting
it.
bigger and bigger
Yeah.
and bigger. We have Belize Day in Chicago, huge. They have Jamaican Day. You know, there's even a couple more stuff coming up. So you know, it's the scene out here is nice. So we did a couple of events. We actually won a Chicago Music Awards for our band. So you know, we played there too. But you know, we did well. We did well.
Okay. So when you jump into music, man, we spoke about how, you know what I'm saying, you got the influence from both sides.
Yeah.
When you first started music, are you fluent in Creole as well? Like how do you choose what language I'm gonna create in, or was that ever even a question?
Well, you see, I started out with rap first, and you know, just you know, that was like my focus, and I wasn't trying to like pick which one I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? I'm just going with the flow, what kind of music happened at the time. You know what I mean? And then one day like my brother, he produced all my beats, him and Ronique, and I was like, you know what? Let me put out a Caribbean song. You know what I mean? Because I produce a lot of Caribbean song, and I'm like, this thing popped in my head, and I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do this and put it out. And my rap name was Young Gilly, but I said when I do my Caribbean stuff, I want to switch out my name. So I'm like, I just thought about a joke I used to make on Instagram, and I used to tell people follow me at Skinny Gilly, but it was no account. You know what I mean? I thought it was funny at the time, but I'm like, that name that just sounded like. You know what I mean? I said I'm gonna use that for my name, so I put it out, and it did very good on Facebook. You know what I mean? It got a lot of love due to the fact that my homies that has a record label, Ranger World Records. You know what I mean? They decided to invest in the remix to that song, and they got a big Jamaican artist on it, Version, and you know. He did the video and the song, and you know what I mean. He knocked it out, and it did well for me. So yeah.
Okay, that's dope, man. In such a short time, it seemed like you got a lot going on, man. So
Trying.
so you basically said you started with rap, man, but you know what I'm saying, you clearly got your own style, man. So
Yeah.
talk to me about your creative process, man. Like do you freestyle? Do you write? You know what I'm saying? Do you punch in and out? You know what I'm saying? When you was like, all right, this is what I'm finna do, I'm finna start. What's your creative process like?
So the punch in and out, I'm not trying to do, because when I produced all the rappers, they didn't want to write, go home and write.
Yeah.
They can't even waste a lot of my time in the studio. And I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, can y'all write for once?
I'm not even charged y'all, man.
Yeah. So you know what it is. Some people want to roll up and then freestyle, and it takes an hour. You know what I mean? But I definitely a writer. You know what I mean? He would make a beat. Sometimes I got an idea on the spot. Sometimes it takes a minute to come up with the topic. Sometimes the beat is so dope. You know what I mean? You just gotta take your time and write it. Yeah.
So what you got when you got bro making beats, man? Is that where all the music come from, or do you still, you know what I'm saying, network with other producers?
Well, I feel most comfortable with him, but you know what I mean. I got other people. You know, but you know, some producers they kind of funny. So
Yeah, for sure.
I read it.
Having little bro, that's a lick. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? What?
yeah.
Three beats coming out the pipeline? What? Man,
Yeah. So
that shit is valuable as fuck.
yeah. So I'm always open to work with other producers, but a lot of people they you know they want to wait till something pop off then try to work with you. So
Yeah, for sure.
and I'm comfortable. He makes some hot shit, so I'm like always good with that. You know.
Yeah, for sure. That's dope, man. So we got little bro producing, and he right here. So
Yeah.
just talk to me about your support system overall. You know what I'm saying? You got family in two different sides of the world. You know what I'm saying? What's your support like?
I mean, I get good support. I get good support from the Caribbean people in Chicago, New York, LA. I get good support in Belize. I have my stuff on the radio over there, and even with the some college radio stations in America. You know, what I mean, even though they mostly do hip hop, they always throw plug me in. So I get good support. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay. Um, like Chicago got like a underground music scene. I don't know if you're familiar with it. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
like the contests and the slot giveaways and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is there like a similar, you know what I'm saying, underground scene to the music culture in Belize as well, or is everybody trying to make it here?
Um, I think underground. I think a lot of the music is underground. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
Everybody's trying doing their thing, but you know what I mean. I think it's a pretty level ground at the time. Now it's getting big. You know what I mean? And you got a lot of influences over here too. Like I don't know if you know Shine, OT Genesis. They Belizean.
No, I ain't know that. I ain't know that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They got the dude that sing going up on a Tuesday. He's Belizean too. They got a lot of people over here that's influences to the generation down there. So I mean, a lot of people reaching higher right now. So a lot of Belizeans are getting signed over here too and doing well. So it's good because we like an underground ourselves as a Caribbean country because everybody know the top three, top five, but we're really trying to get on that same level, and it's going well for all of us right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's dope, man. That's dope. I want to ask you about as a recording artist, you know what I'm saying? You got to, you know what I'm saying, network with a lot of different people, you know what I'm saying, from producers to videographers to promoters, you know what I'm saying?
hmm
Is that something that you always, you know what I'm saying, been good with, you know what I'm saying? Or is that something you had to learn to to do?
Well, I'm always been good with that because I always try to be behind a lot of artists. You know what I mean? I'm always trying to like I rather play the background, you know what I mean? But you get to find out in this industry that playing the background, you know what I mean, sometimes don't work out. You feel me? Because a lot of people they gonna take what you give to them. Because I used to plug artists with shows, with studios, with beats. You know what I mean? Put them on certain people I know. Because me doing this from a young age, I get to meet a lot of people and network with a lot of people. So
Sure.
I see people with some talents, all across the board, any genre, and I always try to put people on with that. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's dope, man. And I want to go back to your creative process real quick because we got little bro, you know what I'm saying, making the music, you know what I'm saying. And you mentioned you had the studio, you know what I'm saying, in high school. Are y'all still recording in house? You know what I'm saying? Is everything hands on, or are you guys just, you know what I'm saying, working on some stuff here, then going to master it at the studio? What's that like?
Yeah. So I mean, after a while, you get to find out that it's better that you get people that specialize in certain areas. So when you want your things to stand up next to other music, when you play your stuff after a big artist, you don't want your stuff to go down. You want it to be the same level, the same powerfulness, sound alike. And that's like when you get DJs to play it, they're always gonna complain about that if it's not
Mm-hmm.
at that level. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I can't DJ this because if I DJ this and I come from a big song to your song, I don't want your stuff to sound thin
Mm-hmm.
and it's not up to par. So after a while, you get to find out in this music, like, hey, you got to get your stuff mastered and mixed correctly by a lot of people. And I want to shout out D Flow, Judimar, two Belizean producers that I record in house, make the beat in house. We send the stems and my stuff, and they mix it.
Oh, yeah.
And and two of them are some top ranked producers. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
proud of that too.
Man, Joe. Man. I'm thinking about that day when you hit me up like, man, I got somebody. I wish man, this.
Oh yeah, shout out Brock and King Rome. They're like on the verge of getting like really on right now.
Man, this.
They was in town. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, I really wanted to put them on like
Yeah.
a platform. That's
Hey.
how I found like this.
You got any evening, you got it. Just give me at least 48 hours heads up, Joe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even
yeah.
if any
I gave
day.
you same day, so that's my
Yeah,
bad. I was just trying
any
to make
day.
something happen
I'm
before
talking
they go.
because you see this bitch half a bedroom, so that bitch, this bitch is all the way a bedroom that day. I'm sure. This bitch ain't even ready, Joe. I can't even do it, man. I'm here laid up all type of shit. I'm sure. But
Yeah.
that's what's up, man. So
Mm.
talk to me about, you know what I'm saying, being a recording artist, especially, you know what I'm saying, being from two different sides of the world. Talk to me about when you create music. Um, do you be like, I gotta have something that I can play on the radio? Do I have something for the ladies? Like I have something for the guys? Do I gotta
Yeah.
have something for late night, or is it just a vibe every time you go into a crib?
So it's a vibe, but then after a while, you see who your real supporters are. You know what I mean? With most guys, I mean, it's mostly females because they support more than the guys. Sometimes they just want to hate on you.
They
So
big
sometimes,
consumers of music, man. That's just
yeah, yeah.
statistically,
So
man.
but it's crazy because you try to make lady music, and most of the females you get to find out after a while they like the gangster shit. So you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like you can't lose with
yeah,
them.
yeah, for
So
sure, for sure.
shout out to all the female fans. Appreciate it.
So when you hear a beat, do you ever be like this one, this a dance, this a radio, or is it just, you know what I'm saying? I already got something in mind.
Yeah. Um, I think whatever flows. You know what I mean? Whatever flows at the time. I never thought about, oh, this is for radio, or this
Right.
is for the, you know what I mean? I just try to make a good song, and if it go, it go.
Okay,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure. All right, man. Are you in any current, like, any partnerships, any management, any deals?
Um, nah, but sometimes I work close to a couple of labels. Ranger Well Records, Angel Tribe Records, Remnant Sound Records. I work close to Church Street Records.
Mm-hmm.
I collab with a couple people. So I don't mind working close to people, but sometimes you want to still stay able to do what you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
unless it's a good situation. Then you're always open to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If it makes sense, man. And still talking about working with others, man. How do you go about getting features, man? Do you keep it like within people you tight with? Do you hear a beat like I gotta have this certain artist on it? Are you really more working with yourself? What's your thoughts on features?
So I hear a song, and I hear like certain artists that have a buzz, and I'm like, you know what? I got a nice song, and I think it could be nicer if somebody get on it. You know what I mean? Two different platforms pushing one song is always good. So mostly that's what I be on. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. What are you listening to now? If we was to grab your phone and play that playlist, what's on there right now?
Oh man. Let me see. You got TJ, Jamaican TJ from New York. Um, who else hot? Draco the Ruler. That's hot. You gotta say Dirk, Keith. Um, who else? Who else? Who else? Trying to think who I play daily. You see, Skang is good. Money Man, yeah. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? I probably got to check right now. I try to just listen to my stuff right now because I'm trying to get a couple shows out before
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And you don't ever want to go on stage
Yeah.
and not remember your stuff. So,
So that's kind of like the answer I was waiting on. Cause
yeah,
like
yeah.
all the artists, you know what I'm saying, that's dope. They be like, "Yo, I listen to my own shit." So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but,
I only listen to it so I can remember my
Yeah, for
stuff,
sure.
man. Not because, like, you know what I mean? Only me I bump.
hey,
Nah,
if it's raw, it's raw, man.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? That's what's up, man. All right, man. If you could, man, real quick, tell me your favorite part about the whole process, man. From networking to doing shows to actually going in the studio recording to writing. What's your favorite part about the entire process?
I think the favorite part, the process. You know what I mean? You gotta love the journey to anything you're doing. You know what I mean? In the beat, trying to find the right beat. He find the beat and it's fire, and then I'll be like, yo, I gotta kill it because I gotta match the energy of the beat. You know what I mean? Me recording it, getting the delivery how I want it. You know what I mean? Then sending it to Junimar D Flow to mix and waiting like hope they mix it how I picture it in my head, getting it back. It's fire. I'm like, hey, I love this. Can't wait to push it out. And then you think about that dope video concept. Shout out Run These Films, Ronique Leslie. You know what I mean? I just tell him my vision. You know what I mean? He shoot it. I edit it up how I want it, and putting it out and getting the good feedback. But enough artists is you can't worry about, getting a lot of support. If you know you're putting good work in a project, you keep on promoting it, it's gonna get where you need to get. And it sometimes it don't take, instantly. Sometimes it take years for songs to bust. And a lot of artists, a lot of major artists are gonna tell you sometimes they hit song don't pop off for 2-3 years. So you never get fed up. Keep on pushing, and it's gonna get in the right ears, the right hands, so you can't, feel frustrated if your thing don't instantly go. So it's for all the artists, don't get frustrated. Keep on pushing your stuff. Enough of the big hits you hear took a while to get on. So just remember that.
Yeah, that's real. That's real shit, man. I actually just saw Meek Mill. He said I was doing this for 13 years before I blew up. What
Yeah.
makes you think it ain't gonna take you 13 years?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
So they said the most common before you get anywhere in music is 10 years. And I've been telling a lot of artists that because it's true. Before you even get certain places that you want to get, it takes 10 years. That's average. If you do it before, good for
yeah,
you.
you
You gotta stay consistent. You have to stay consistent. Yeah.
man. I feel like a lot of times it's a yin and yang with a lot of situations, man. So
Yeah.
I just ask you, what's your favorite part about the entire process?
Yeah.
If you could take one thing away, if it was from dealing with janky promoters to doing features with somebody do spit some bars that you was like, I thought you just shit on my beat like that, man. So, if you could take one thing away from the entire process, what would it be?
You know what I would take away is dealing with people that have no good in their heart for you. You know what I mean? See, people just come around because you buzzing at the time and they just want some of your heat. You know what I mean? They take what they got and then they go, Like what Popcorn said, that go out the road and I use my strength. I push it in, you know what I mean? So just a lot of the fake people coming around, you know what I mean? You can never tell. And that's in life in general, but in music, you know what I mean? Something like, hey, I just put somebody on. I want to take that back.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, man. So we gotta touch on this, man. I ain't gonna let you get up out of here without touching about this video, man, camera work shit, man.
Yeah.
Surely, man. So
Yeah.
so you said you started shooting videos.
Yes.
You started shooting videos with what and why? What made you start? You know what I'm saying?
I always, just have that imagination in general.
Then
like,
you said you had the man shoot the video and give you the footage.
yeah.
Continue, my bad.
Yeah, I read it edit myself because I'm such a dope editor. I'm not I'm not a cocky person, but I just like my editing so much. So I'm like, you know what? It's hard for me to put that part in it. I can put my vocals, you know what I mean, even shooting stuff in somebody's hand, but editing, I just want to make sure my shit is right. Been doing it for so long. Worked with some big Caribbean artists. Worked with Atana, Kago. I worked with Young Chop over here. I shot 2 videos for Johnny Make Cash. So I've been putting in work in the video side, but I kind of like slowed up so I can focus on my artist thing, But I do my thing in the video side.
So to this day, you edit your own video,
Yes.
your videos.
Yeah.
You direct them as well, or you
Yes.
just let him take? So you,
I really set up.
you call the cameraman like, hey man, I just need you to come record.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't need you to direct. I just need you to record and
Yeah.
send me the footage.
Yeah.
Hey, it's an easy job, man. But as a cameraman and an editor,
Editing is the worst part.
That's my favorite part.
So when editing,
That's my favorite part.
you had to, well, you as a if you edit, right? Say you shoot say you got like average shoot, you got 2 hours of footage, right? Breaking that down is never fun.
That part. That's not
Yeah,
part.
that part is
I
break.
used to take photos. Imagine coming in, you got 1,000 photos. You gotta look at
Oh,
every single one of them.
that part. I did some photography. I'm pretty dope at photography, but when people want to hire for weddings
Yeah.
and funerals and different parties, I'm like, I don't even know how you go about that. I did one wedding. I got some good bread off of it.
Yeah.
But then I'll just open up like what, about 300 pictures.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, I gotta edit 300
I'm
pictures.
talking about I had over 1,000. Yeah, after going through 1,000, you end up with like 300.
And some of the pictures I had to try to make the bride look a little slimmer.
Yeah, see, I ain't that wrong.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? And they asked like, "Hey, can you make a couple of pictures you look slim?" I'm like, "I can, but
That's gonna be a little extra.
yeah." And I already gave them an all-in price, so I had to go a lot of back and forth. That wasn't worth the money though. It was good money. It wasn't worth the money
Okay,
because a wedding is important to somebody, so they gonna
For
be
sure.
on your heels.
For sure.
So, yeah.
for sure. So do you still like be into the cameras? Do you still got a shooter, or do you just let the cameraman come do everything?
So I got a Sony Alpha. I got the Jib. I got a drone. I got a lot of video equipment still, but like I'm so focused on this part. You know what I mean? I really let
Man, that
somebody
drone
else
out in the
shoot it.
Caribbean, man.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta make no videos, just get some footage.
Yeah.
For sure.
But everywhere had the garrisons, the ghettos, the side.
for
So
sure.
most of these times you Google places, you're gonna see the pretty side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's everywhere. You Google LA, you Google Chicago, you Google Miami.
That's why
They're
when
gonna show you paradise. They're gonna show you downtown Chicago.
when you get
They
there with
gonna
the
show you the
drone, you
trenches.
show us the real, man.
Yeah, when you
Show us the
get your
real,
Airbnb
man.
in these towns, you looking to see Miami. You
Yeah,
you see the ghetto. You know.
Yeah,
So
for real.
yeah.
Yeah, man, that's what's up, man. So, before you get up out of here, man, I want to know, man, what's the goal? Like, why do you do this? What's the purpose? Why do you make music? Why do y'all? Why you have little bro? You know what I'm saying? Steady perfect his craft. What's the purpose?
I think that you put in the work. You know what I mean? You do it for yourself. You do it for where you from. You do it for your people. You know what I mean? You do it for yourself. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of like the doors that people close on you or the fight you get doing this. You know what I mean? It just push you harder and say, you know what? Even though you say, you know what I mean, I can't do this or I'm not good enough, you push yourself to be that way. You know what I mean? Say for instance, you put out your first podcast, people like, you ain't on shit, no, you ain't doing nothing.
That's how it was.
You know what I mean? And people like, you ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? Stop fooling yourself, and then look at you. You got your stuff popping off now. You know what I mean? You got the. Let me see the pillow.
Oh man,
You got the pillow. You know what I mean? You like Adam 22 in this
I'm
bitch.
about to
You know
clip
what I mean?
this bit. I ain't like Adam 22 now.
All right. I go. Let me
Ain't
see.
nobody fucking my bitch.
But you see how you
Nah,
you see how you
nah,
see how you bossing
For
up on
sure,
it, right?
for sure.
So
Yeah, you know that. For sure.
you do it, you know what I mean? That just fuels you. The hate of the different stuff, it fuels you to go harder.
For sure.
So you do it definitely to, you know, you can feel it. Sometimes people feel like, yo, I'm on the verge of doing this. You know what I mean? I get some good support. A lot of people, and that helps, man. Good people help you. You don't gotta have a million fans. You don't have a million supporters. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes the ones that, you know, the real ones. It could take 3-5 people to be like, yo, I hear something in you. Continue. You know what I mean? Continue doing your thing.
For
Yeah.
sure, man. For sure. I'm definitely with that, man. I wanted to get your opinion on something before we got you up out of here, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, I don't know if you're familiar with Akon, but he had, a while back, he had made some comments basically saying that artists outside of America work harder than American artists. You know what I'm saying? What's your opinion on that?
I think that because I've seen both sides. You know, I am both sides.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I'm never gonna discredit artists over here because I worked with them. I see how people work, man. So people, they be in the studio all night writing. They go to every open mic. They really grind. They work. A lot of these artists that you guys love was homeless. You know what I mean? Out the living out their cars and different things, and they, you know, I think all artists work hard. I can't say that, you know, one work hard than the next, you know, because the difference is, you know what I mean? I feel like certain countries, they provide you with certain things. For instance, they might not be as privileged as America, but I know certain countries, they provide the neighborhoods with certain resources. Over here, if you know what I mean, there's not that many, you know, and if they do have free studio time at some some
the school
neighborhood
shit.
stuff. It's really not good equipment, and you really can't do what you want over there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to stay in the guidelines. So a lot of this, you got to get out in the mud. I know enough artists over here getting out the mud, so I kind of disagree with that. I think both sides work very hard. I mean, you can say because you're from a less fortunate place and you really got to push harder. You know what I mean? I think it's about the same because you got to push before you go worldwide. You got to get hot in your city. You know what I mean? So everywhere you got to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
All right, man. All right, man. That's dope, man. So, um, what would you say? You know what I'm saying? Your connection to Belize is now like a lot of things, or even to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? You hear a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? They get to wherever they trying to go and then they leave. You know what I'm saying? Where they from? What's your thoughts on that? Is
Man, I think that can go in any category. People can't they don't like seeing anybody succeed. You know what I mean? You can be in your you can go to college in your neighborhood and you can be successful, and a lot of people would want to feel away. So these people getting hot in their cities and they gotta leave because there's a lot of hate. I mean, Boozy said it the best. You know what I mean? Blinded with hatred. A lot of people do that. You know what I mean? Say they expect you not to do nothing. You're doing a lot of good interviews now, and they just hate on you. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, this doing another interview. You know what I mean? Like they wanted you to fail. So sometimes you got to get out that energy. Some people don't want you to be more than them. You know what I mean? And that's very bad. So sometimes you gotta dip out of that circle. Yeah.
okay? Is this the flag?
Oh
Right
yeah,
here?
the Belize flag.
So, in your opinion, what's home? Where's home?
Both places are home.
Mm-hmm.
Both places are home.
Okay.
Because when I be getting off
make
the
it
plane,
hard for you.
when I travel and it don't matter if I'm coming from a hot place. When I reach over here, I'm like, oh my god, I'm happy to be back.
Do you be ducking in the wintertime? Like in the wintertime, you be
Nah,
up. You be like-
I gotta. I don't think nobody like the winter, but I gotta go through it.
Everybody that got another country just go to auntie crib in the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, before I get you out of here, man, I want to know, with you being a recording artist, man, do you ever get discouraged by anything in the industry? Just like if you don't get a specific response, or if you don't like, just like how you say, we can get the mixes back if it don't sound, you know what I'm saying? Do you get discouraged, or is it just, you know what I'm saying,
I think you get discouraged in those situations. You don't get. Sometimes you put in the work and you don't get exactly what you put in. You know what I mean? But that should fuel you to keep on going to the next project. A lot of people, get frustrated. You know what I mean? Look at T.I. He put out the first project. It was a flop.
And that's why I want to ask you, how you stay motivated? Like,
Man, it's the people I told you about. The 5 people, they would call you and they give you that energy to just keep on moving. You know what I mean? Hey, keep on pushing, man. I messed with that project. Keep on pushing. We waiting, man. I know you gonna be something. And sometimes you discouraging yourself, and sometimes that extra love can go a long way. So always support everybody trying to do something, no matter what it is. If they working hard, support them. If you feel like they suck, still support them because they can get better.
and I just heard somebody just came through said, support your support, man. A lot of people be like, ain't nobody supporting me, but do you support? You know what I'm saying? Do you support little bro making beats? You know what I'm saying? Little brother make beats. Do you support him? You know what I'm
I'm glad you brought that up. I see a lot of people, right? So it don't matter what, if you're in music, if you know what I mean, trying to be an entrepreneur, because that's what the internet made people. Everybody want to be an entrepreneur, right? So a lot of people be getting
Especially
frustrated.
COVID, boy. Everybody.
Bro, I'm telling you, right? So a lot of people feel like, oh man, you ain't my real friend. You ain't support my business. I'm trying to sell something. Everybody trying to sell something. You know what I mean? And you're like, wait, did you ever support me doing what I do? You know what I mean? When I try to sell stuff, when I'm doing music, no comments, like, or share, but you ask me to like your page. You know what I mean? Like, they don't support nothing you doing. You know what I mean? And you see them on everybody else comments, liking and support all that. I'm like, hey, I'm doing my thing. You never show me love like you show somebody else love that you don't even know. So you gotta support other people. So I always support a lot of other people. You know what I mean? I had my brother like do a lot of projects with a lot of good artists too. You know what I mean? And definitely get them to pay him for beats, put money in his pocket.
Say,
You know
he's
what I mean?
super producer. He's supposed to be on the couch with you.
Yeah. I'm gonna let him do a shout out right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get him on the next one, man.
Yeah.
Then that's why I said I just let that. What the fuck? That shit just got away from me that quick. Oh no, that's what I was gonna say, man. All right, so anybody right now,
Shout out your IG at least. Let's do a little
super producer, man.
Yeah, it's Bleach Boy underscore official. But I got one question though. How many shorties got cracked on this couch right here?
Oh, none.
Oh, okay.
No, man. Hey, I got a big ass bed, man. I got a big ass bed, man. If I ain't had that, man, that'd be different, man. Now that booth, that's a different story, man.
Oh, hey, leave that in.
That booth, a different story, goddamn it. Oh, shorty. But no, man, it was actually gifted to me. Somebody was getting ready to toss. I was like, man,
Yeah, man. This is the best thing I ever gave to a studio. This was in my second studio in my pop's basement, man, and it was used for. What was I finna say?
Yeah.
Something bad came in my mind, but it was used for a lot of things. Artists would come, they would take a rest, go back in the booth.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know what I mean. So a couch like this is always the best thing to have in a studio instead of chairs and stuff. You know what I mean. Somebody get to lay back, kick it. You know what I mean, and good.
Yeah, you know that. All right, man. So if anybody look up Skinny Gilly right now, man, what they gonna find, man?
Man, they gonna find a lot of energy. They gonna find some good vibes, whatever mood they in. Anything, and support the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what music what's out right now? What's out right now?
What's out right now? Let me see. I'm getting ready to drop 3 videos back to back. I had Team with Solid Shan, Stevie, and Fearless, bringing the Jamaican and Belizean crowd to get on that little collab tune for the city called Team. I have one coming out with Stig. You know what I mean? I took a long time to do that one, but it's gonna finally be out. I have a little one coming out with 2 of them artists I talked about. It's gonna be nice. And I had one I just put out a snippet for, doing good online right now, called Expensive. You know what I mean? So I'm ready to drop that right now. So just stay in tune. Skinny Gilly, all platforms.
So are you building up to a project, or are you just going crazy with the singles?
I've been waiting so long, but what I'm gonna do is I'll put those 3 mixtapes, no, 2 mixtapes and 1 EP, because it's about time I drop some body of work.
Yeah,
I got it.
It always look good, you know what I'm saying, when the artist got that body of work.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
You check out any of the videos?
Yeah, I got now. I gotta rewatch it. I gotta rewatch
Yeah.
everything.
Which
you know
one-
what I'm saying?
which one did you watch?
With a different. I just seen the snippet.
Okay.
I just seen the snippet.
Okay.
But now I gotta rewatch. I gotta watch everything with. You know what I'm saying?
I got some more hot stuff coming, man.
Because I'm finna tell you right now.
Yeah.
I'm not sending you shit. I'm not sending you these videos right now. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, you talking about editing?
Yeah,
Nah,
I'm not sending.
when it comes to this part,
Yeah,
nah.
I'm
When it
not-
comes to intricate different stuff, that's different.
He said if it's my shit though, you sending me the video.
Nah, that's music videos, flashy stuff. You want your stuff to capture attention.
for
you
sure,
know,
for
this
sure.
this is different.
Man, that's dope, man. I'm gonna need some fucking tips, man.
Yeah.
Sure. What
Yeah.
you edit on real quick? What you edit on?
Final Cut Pros, lightly Premiere Pro. But that's what I
I'm a
use.
DaVinci Resolve. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Myself.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. I definitely appreciate you coming through, man. It's definitely an open door policy, man. You know where to find me.
Appreciate
you know what
that.
I'm saying? You want to bring your artists, other artists. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
that you-
I'm for sure bringing them back here. They gonna like the vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
For sure. We're gonna have to get it.
Shout out 290 Mo Podcast, man.
For sure. I
Shout out 290 Mo Podcast.
appreciate
Realest
it, man.
thing, you know what I mean? Fuck the bad man, you know what I mean? Support the man. Respect.
Boy, I'm finna clip that shit tonight. God damn it. Oh, shorty. Man, appreciate you coming through, man. Enjoy the rest of your night. In a minute, gang.